Good day, everyone. Good day, ma'am. I'm Elaiza Taculod from BS at Trim 3B, and right now I'm going to report the Chapter 15 entitled Tourism and Hospitality Management Education. Filipino workers are sought after in the global tourism industry. In order to increase the demand for Filipino tourism workers, competency in tourism and hospitality management education should be reinforced. So we have here the learning objectives, and at the end of my report, the students are expected to learn the following. Differentiate schools abiding with laws from those that are not. Identify the requirements in the opening and operation of the tourism or hospitality management program and tourism-related technical vocational programs. And lastly, identify the laws governing various issues in tourism and hospitality education. There are approximately a total of 30 plus schools in Philippines offering degree as well as non-degree programs related to tourism and hospitality management. The degree programs are governed by the rules and regulations of the Commission on Higher Education or the CHED, while the non-degree or certificate programs are governed by the rules and regulations of the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority or the TESDA. It is estimated that over 40,000 tourism and hospitality management graduates are produced by CHED recognized educational institutions manually. On the other hand, it is estimated that 10,000 graduates are produced by TESTA recognized training institutions annually. First, we're going to report is the curriculum. The curriculum of the BS Tourism and BS Hospital and Restaurant Management programs of the different colleges and universities around the country should be compliant with CHED Memorandum Order number 31 Series of 2001, in accordance with the pertinent provisions of Republic Act RA number 7722, otherwise known as the Higher Education Act of 1994. The following minimum curriculum requirements for the Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management or HM Tourism are hereby adopted and promulgated by the Commission. The government also encourages all higher education institutions to institutionalize the lateralized interface between the technical vocational education training (TVAT) and higher education or the HE, which enables students to earn certification at each year level of competency and enables them to secure gainful employment. Section 4 of CMO 27 Series of 2006 has identified 8 priority course programs for national implementation, and these include BS Tourism, BS Hotel and Restaurant Management, and BS Travel Management. Discussion of the law. The changes in the curriculum in the BS Tourism and BS Hotel and Restaurant Management programs of different colleges and universities should remain relevant to the needs of the global and local tourism industry in order to make the graduates employable. To date, Filipino tourism and HRM graduates are among the most demanded hotel workers in the world. Approximately every 4 years, the curricula of these two programs are updated by the CHED upon recommendation of the technical panel for these courses, who comprise experts in the industry and the academy. The minimum curricular requirements consist of General Education 51 units, Hospitality Management Core 24 units, Business Education Core 18 units, and Major Subject 36 units, Practicum 3 units, and Physical Education 8 units. Next, we have here also the school laboratories and other CHED requirements. The grant of government recognition shall be based on full 100% compliance with the minimum requirements prescribed by CHED in the offering of a particular program of study. Specifically in terms of faculty, library, laboratory, and administration, schools offering BS Hotel and Restaurant Management or Hospitality Management are required to have different kinds of laboratories, example, kitchen laboratory for food preparation, Mac-up guest room for housekeeping, front office for simulation, Mac-up restaurant and bar for food and beverage service, and a computer laboratory for computer subjects. Good laboratories aim to hone the practical skills of the students. Other things required by CHED are administrators with at least master's degree and industry managerial experience, 25% of subjects taught by teachers with master's degree and industry experience, at least 2,500 volumes of books as a session of books, a session in library for permit, and 5,000 for recognition. At least 1,000 square meters in floor area, adequate library space accommodating 15% of enrollment. For schools seeking to operate for the first time a BSHRM or hospitality management program, they need to secure a government permit from CHED. After 1 or 2 years, they have to apply for government recognition, so they graduate their first batch of students within 4 years. One of the silent aspects of the instrument used by CHED is the section on laboratories. CHED has now devolved inspection of schools to the general offices through the regional quality assessment teams or the RQAT. Schools are inspected by members of the academy and industry experts. Inspectors look at the quality of equipment or machinery appropriate for industrial use, provisions for sanitation, safety and security, and conduciveness to learning. Next, we have here the student practicum or apprenticeship. In relation to CMO number 31 series of 2001, the minimum requirements for student practicum on BS Tourism and BS Hospitality and BS Hotel and Restaurant Management are 3 units, a minimum of 200 hours for each area of specialization for HR majors, at least 200 hours in hotel operations, and another 200 hours in restaurant operations. For schools offering an International Practicum Training Program or IPTP, CMO 15 series of 2002 covers the implementing guidelines. It is the policy of the Commission on Higher Education or the CHED to encourage and promote strong academic linkage with industries for cross-cultural training and skills enhancement to ensure attainment of knowledge, skills, and desirable attitudes that will make Filipino students globally competitive. In the pursuit of this policy, CHED hereby establishes the International Practicum Training Program or IPTP to make possible the practicum training of undergraduate students in various companies, training institutions, and organizations in various parts of the world. The learning that the students get under practicum training will develop new competences and skills that will make them internationally competitive for employment here or abroad. In view of keeping pace with the demands of global competitiveness, the Commission of Higher Education issues a list of training partners accredited by CHED for the International Practicum Training Program, the IPTP. Heads of higher education institutions are enjoined to enter into agreements only with training partners endorsed by CHED. The rationale of this requirement is to provide students valuable experience by way of work immersion in different kinds of tourism-related establishments like hotels, resorts, restaurants, travel agencies, and transportation firms, locally or overseas. Practicum or apprenticeships does not only to enrich the curriculum of the program, but moreover prepares the student to actual relevant work where knowledge and skills may be learned and practiced, and good values are observed, developed, and adopted. The foregoing implementing guidelines are applicable to the International Practicum Training Program for HRM tourism students. First is the qualification of requirements for the agencies parties involved. Higher education institutions. Only higher education institutions with accredited programs are qualified to participate in the International Practicum Training Program and may deploy their HR and tourism students for the purpose. Training partner. The training partner should be at least 3-star hotel, resort club, restaurant duly accredited by the Hotel Restaurant Association abroad. Third-party training partner or the 3TP. The TPTP shall be accredited by CHED, and the following are the requirements for accreditation: registration with the Securities and Exchange Commission, license to conduct recruitment and placement services in the Philippines in partnership with the duly licensed Philippine-owned agency in the same business and maintaining an office in the Philippines for the purpose. Dormitory type accommodation to the student trainees abroad, safe, clean, and conducive for rest and study, well lighted, well ventilated, quite far from obnoxious places such as beer houses, clumping joints, factories, complete with necessary household equipment items in the kitchen, bedroom, dining room, living room, laundry, and close to workplace managed by the 3TP with person in charge, preferably a Filipino responsible for close monitoring of trainees. Proof of capability and willingness to meet the obligations and responsibilities of the 3TP prescribed in the guidelines, particularly in item B3 Article 4 or F already of contact an old partner or contact a track record that it adhered to its previous contracts with the participating higher education institutions and the student trainees and compliance with the requirements of other government agencies in the Philippines, particularly the Bureau of Immigration and Deportment, the Department of Foreign Affairs, and Department of Tourism. Students, considering the cross-cultural nature of this program, participants should be carefully selected and they should possess the following qualifications. First, it must be an HR and tourism student and currently enrolled in practicum subject, must be at least 18 years old, must have passed pre-practicum requirements, recommended by faculty practicum coordinator and the dean of the college, must undergo a pre-departure orientation seminar and proficiency training in basic industry language, must be physically and mentally fit with a pleasant personality, must be articulate in English or the language spoken in the host country, must possess the manifest approval or consent from parents, guardians, and must have the right attitude towards practicum work. Obligations, responsibilities of the agencies, parties involved. The specific obligations, responsibilities of the parties involved in the implementation of the IPTP are as follows. Obligations, responsibilities of the agencies, parties involved. The specific obligations, responsibilities of the parties involved in the implementation of the IPTP are as follows. Higher education institution, select participants in accordance with the qualification requirements with the concurrence of the 3TP, assign a full-time academically faculty, qualified faculty practicum coordinator, and conduct a pre-departure orientation seminar in cooperation with the 3TP for the students and their parents, guardians. Submit to CHED the list of departing students together with the following information documents: addresses and telephone numbers of the training partner, schedule of departure and arrival of trainees, work permit of the students issued by the Ministry of Manpower abroad, transcript record or true copies of grades, copy of passports, copy of letter of certification of enrollment in practicum as required by the foreign government, and copy of the CHED certificate of recognition of the HRM or tourism course, and provide CHED with authentic list of students certified to have complemented the international practicum training program with documentary evidence. And lastly, we have here the foreign students. There have been a number of CHED memoranda issued in relation to processing foreign students in the Philippines. First is the CMO 53 or the 1997, amendments to CHED Memorandum Order CMO number 2, series of 1994, read the implementing guidelines on the entry and stay of foreign students in the Philippines and the establishment of an interagency committee for the purpose to conform with Executive Number 423 signed on June 25, 1997, amending Executive Order Number 188, CMO 7, 1996, submission of names of designated liaison officers of higher education institution with foreign students, and CMO 1, 1996, submission of reports on the foreign students with expired visas and derogatory records, and CMO 15, 1995, general procedure in the processing of entry and stay of foreign students, and CMO 2 of 1994, rules and regulations to implement EO number 188, guidelines on the entry and stay of foreign students in the Philippines and establishment of the typical foreign students enrolled in Philippine schools is granted student visa, travels to his home country once or twice a year, rents a studio or apartment, and visits tourist spots in the country. The school must ensure that all the documents of a foreign students are in order before admitting or enrolling the students. Many of these foreign students come and study in Philippine colleges and universities for various reasons. Interviews with a sample of over 100 foreign students indicate that the top reason for studying in the Philippines are: first is reasonable cost of education. Second is best chance to learn and acquire proficiency in the English language. And the third is relatively good quality of education. And the fourth is recommendation of friends, colleagues, and relatives. And lastly, proximity to home country. And that's the end of my report. Thank you and have a good day.